Yep. Hello, everyone. I hope you are getting my voice. You are able to see me. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. There was some issue with this Zoom setting. Are you able to see me or hear me? Please type yes or anything. Hello, hello. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I'm really sorry. Okay, for this mishappening. But yeah, we are going to start our session. So before starting, I just want to know from you all, like how many of you already know about AI? AI to you already know, I am assuming. How many you have created any AI application? Please type yes if you have created any AI application. Okay, you are typing no. Okay. No. Okay, cool. Okay. Using Claude code. Okay, okay. Agent, yeah, yeah. So when you are saying using Claude code, maybe you know the responses, you know how the game works, or um you just used using Claude. So I'm seeing more no than yes. Okay, interesting. So I can't directly start with MCP right now. Okay. So what we can do now? We can do one thing actually. Let's make it easy. What we will do in today's session, I'm now show you the code. Basically, what I'll do, I will make you understand MCP first, and then we will see. Okay. So don't worry about the whole session part also. I'll take some part like today, and we will continue this session on Monday. That works? Already MCP is a big topic, so that's why I don't want to rush it. Okay, Salman is saying okay, Ravi is saying okay, thank you. Please respond now. This is not those sessions in which only speaker speaks. I want you all to speak basically. Okay, thank you, Kedar. Cool. So let's start today's session. So let's do one thing. Let me share the screen also. Let me close this. Okay. Share screens. Cool. I'm sharing the screen. I hope the screen is visible. Let me put this here. And one more thing I need the chat. Chat is here. Yeah. Yes. So please let me know if the screen is visible and we will start. Are you liking the white background, by the way, or do you want me to change it to maybe black or something? Okay. Oh, sorry. Yep. Cool. So where is our chat? Either one is fine. Okay. Yes, it's visible. Cool. So let's start our today's topic. Okay. We have wasted enough time. Let me change this. So first thing is, let's start with standard applications. So earlier we used to create applications, right? Earlier or today also we use our application. Maybe we are using front and back end architecture. Maybe we are dealing with backend systems, we are creating multiple servers, or we are deploying our application to servers. Okay. This is the normal flow. So normal application basically consists of what? Consists of a front end, and again it consists of a back end. Maybe we are using some data to store in our database, so we are using DB to store our data. This is how normal application flows, right? But in this application, what is the issue, or what we can say, our thing is, let's say any user is using our application. This is our application, and any user is coming. Let's say this is our user. It is sending some request to our application. Our app will process the information, process the request, will see database, will see cache, will see everything, and then eventually will provide some information to our user back, where they will see the data which they asked for. This is like the normal thing, but the thing is, they will not see any other data. What do I mean by any other data? They will see only those data which is configured by us in that particular format in which we have configured it, not even a bit like here and there. Let me also give an example. Let's say our user is asking for maybe some information about student. So it is going to get the student information in that particular format. So if we are using JSON to pass any information, we decide the fields already. Let's say this is the ID of student. So ID can be any numeric one. And let's say this is the name. Name can be anything. Let me write any name. Let me write Kedar. So this is the name. Okay. This is the information which we pass on to our user after getting the request. This is a controlled output. Okay. We already know this data. This data is in our database. We already know how do we need to represent it, how, in which field, which data will go. Everything we'll know. We know actually. So the thing changed when we started using LLMs. How many of you know, like, have no idea what LLM is? Please type yes. Okay. Yes, I'm assuming you don't have any idea. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, okay. So let me give a small picture of this also. What LLM is? LLM is basically large language models. So whenever we are using any application, now, let's say we are using this Chat GPT or any other application, Anthropic or anything. Here we are using, or we are communicating anything to this Chat GPT, but Chat GPT is not the LLM. LLM is the brain behind it, which can be any model. So if we talk about Chat GPT, we know that Chat GPT is OpenAI, like built by OpenAI models. So we can see 5.6 like this. This is a model of Chat GPT. Or let me go to OpenAI models. Just a second. Yep. So these are the models of OpenAI, right? These, and the list goes along, like the list is long for this also. Maybe we are using Gemini, the list is there also. Maybe we are using Anthropic, the list is there also. So eventually, whenever we chat to ChatGPT, we are chatting to LLM, a model which is trained on a lot of data, and this LLM eventually provides us the output. Okay. So again, what we are doing? We are again using our application only. So let me create another application. But this application can basically have a database. Just a second. Okay. This is strange. Yep. So our application basically can have a DB like this. And now whenever we get any request to our application, we can either go to our database or we can also go to our LLM. And based on this, we are going to give a proper response to our user. Now, this data, which is in our database, or maybe we are using some CSV file to load the data, we are using some PDF, anything in that format is stored correctly, like is stored in a way in which we intended it to. But when we are using LLM and when we say that LLM is trained on a lot of data, it can be in a random fashion. It can give us output, like it can give us the output in our correct format. It can give us the output in the wrong format. So for that, we have a whole different section of prompt engineering. I'm not going to talk about that, but there is a section for this also. If I talk about prompt engineering in one line, it is basically the way of getting the responses in which we are intending it to. Okay, don't worry about it for now. So if we want any response in JSON, we will type in prompt that, okay, give me JSON response like this. I want student information in JSON format. So I'm getting a JSON. Okay, this is what a normal prompt looks like. This is also a bad prompt because we have not specified the fields, but you get the flow, right? We can change the format, we can change the output. Based on this, we are going to get some data. Also, when we are using chat application, right? Let me create a new chat. Let's say I'm writing, hi, how are you? If anyone is using a chat application which we have built and we are using LLM, our this chat GPT is going to reply like this: how are you doing? How your day is so far? Okay. And similarly, if I go to maybe Gemini, I'm just showing this to basically present an idea that each LLM respond in a different way. So let me write again, hi, how are you? Okay, it is taking some time. I am doing well, focused, and ready to work. What is that we're executing today? It is giving me this kind of response because I have trained it to always focus on work. Don't give me any random topics. So Gemini I use mostly for work, and GPT I use basically to talk about things. So this is the whole flow. But in that flow, we basically saw that the two LLMs, the two models, were giving us response in a different format, were giving us response with different text. So that text which as LLM is going to give us, we can't control that, right? So that's why I'm saying here, with using LLM, we are trading off the control or of our application. We can achieve that with prompt engineering and many other things, but the core, like control of the application, we are losing. Up to now, everything is clear. Are you with me? You get now why I'm using the word control here? Cool. So this is the first thing. So LLM, what is LLM again? LLM is a large language model. And what LLM do? LLM basically is trained on a lot of data, and based on our responses, it generates some random text to it is going to reply me with some generic how are you thing. And if I ask about anything else, it is going to reply me in that fashion. Okay, this part is done, I think. Keep asking your questions also if you have any, okay? If you feel that this is too basic, I should move further, please feel free to write that also. I'm I'm basically discussing this because some of you have said that you have no idea what LLM is. So yeah, let's move further. So this is what LLM does. Now there is a thing. Let me go to any model. We were already seeing models, right? So here is the latest model of ChatGPT. So here we can see we can talk to this ChatGPT model and it cost. That part is different, but the thing which I want to show you is this. Every model basically have a cutoff date. Okay, so it is trained up to 16 Feb 2026 data. If I ask ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, if I ask OpenAI this particular model, GPT 5.6, Soul, that what is the current weather today in my city, it is not going to answer that because it is not trained on that data. Because today is not 16 February, it is a past date. One thing is this. Second thing, let's say I'm building an application. Um, Delay in network. Okay, let me check. Cool, we will see. You are able to hear me at least, na? If my video is not visible, that is fine. That is not an issue. You should be able to hear me at least and see the screen. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Thank you. So this is what I was talking about. So this model basically 5.6 Sol is trained on the data up to 16 Feb. If I see any other model, let me change the model to maybe some older model. Let me use 4.0 ChatGPT 4. So it is trained up to October 1st, 2023. Okay. So this is how all models are trained. They are trained on up to some date. They keep like extending the dates also. But this is the last date on which this particular model is trained on. And after this, if I want to know any latest information, I can't have any latest information because there is no current data. This is the limitations of using LLM. Okay. So let me go to this screen again. Let me write limitations of LLM. First thing is knowledge cutoff date. Okay. So this is our first, we will see more like limitations, but this is our first limitation. Now let's say I'm using an application. So if I have knowledge cutoff date, basically, first of all, let's clear that what applications can I build now? If I know that my application is going to have a knowledge cutoff date, I can easily bring a chatbot. But if I create a chatbot, our chatbot can't basically reply on latest news, but it can do a fair job in general talk, right? Hello, is the network back? Okay, okay, cool. So what I can build a simple chatbot. Maybe I can add some memory to it so that it remembers my older chats, what we are talking about. So this is that. But I can't bring, basically, I can't create any application which is of more use than a chatbot, which is the sad part. That's why you see a lot of tutorials on YouTube on chatbots, because that stuff is easy to build actually. And beyond that, we need to do something more. So the first limitation why our chatbot is not able to perform any task or not able to give us latest information is this knowledge cutoff date. The second, the second reason basically is with this knowledge cutoff date, our LLM lacks on discussing my data. Maybe I am the admin of Telescope. I am working as a database administrator, and I only want the responses to be biased according to my data, right? I don't want general information. If I ask them that do people learn Java more or Python more, I don't want a random data out of the internet. I want the exact data based on my database, based on the courses which are purchased for Java, based on the courses which were purchased on Python. Okay, based on that particular data, I want the information. So, second limitation of LLM is it doesn't have my data. With my data, you can say it is my personal data also. You can say it is, let's say, any organization data. Okay, let's say we are building a chatbot for our company and we want to give it power like everything. And also we want to feed that if anyone is asking for leave, so they can simply chat ki how many leaves are there pending for them, how many CL are there pending, how many PL are there pending, and can is there a public holiday on that particular day or not. So they can do that stuff also when we provide that company holiday list to that this particular chatbot. Okay. So all the information which we are providing to this particular chatbot are known as context. Okay, this is context. So our chatbot is getting connected with context and becoming a context kind of chatbot. A chatbot with context, which is going to help us only in order to create a user journey. Suppose in our product we want to add some chatbot which is going to help our customers, our learners, our users for their application journey. Our chatbot should be smart enough to figure out and basically provide them the output they are desiring for. Let's say there is a user in Telesco application which who basically talks a lot to our chatbot and was like didn't purchase the Java course. So we know now that the kind of responses he got from our chatbot may be a reason, can be a reason of him not purchasing the course. So next time when he come for us for this Python course, at that time our chatbot should be smart enough to remember that the older strategy or the older replies didn't work and I need to change my replies accordingly. Okay. This makes sense up to now? Are you getting some new information or this is already you know? Okay. Getting new information. Okay, know a bit. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. See, this is not my regular class. Otherwise, I would name the person and they have to speak basically. This is a free webinar. That's why I'm not taking any names. But yeah, thanks for answering. Thanks for again joining the session. So this is about the context. Okay. So in the context, when we are talking about context, what we are talking about? We are talking about maybe chat history, right? We can talk about any, if we are talking about leave plan, we can send the leave plan in some PDF format, or we can send the leave through our website. Maybe we want our chatbot to scrap informations from our website only. Or maybe we have created a JSON, or not JSON. No, we don't create JSON like regularly as an admin. We create maybe CSV file, like a lot. So maybe all the user data is on CSV file and we want to perform some operations on it. So we can do that. So this is the context we are talking about. With the context, our chatbot is going to work really efficiently. Okay. Yep. You guessed it correctly. We are talking about RAG here. So this is solving one issue that our chatbot is now with our context can perform a better task. But again, it can't basically perform any tasks as such as of now. So what it can do? It can again give us the information. Okay. Info basically in better form, and but it can only chat. Okay. It can only chat, not more than this. So our chatbot is again, it is improved now. It is giving me my information. With that, also we have second issue, which is cutoff date. So this issue we haven't catered yet. We have only catered this issue, that my organization data or my data. Okay. Let's let's see this one. So this is called RAG. What is RAG again? RAG means we are going to give the data, or we are going to give the context of our previous chats, of PDF, of any file, of maybe any website to our chatbot, to our chat application, to our model. Okay, so RAG is giving information to our model who is going to take the action accordingly. Maybe we can send the entire book and can say that, okay, I don't want to read the entire book, but please give me meaningful informations from this, or maybe give me five key points, some good new ideas which were discussed in this. Okay, so we can get all these information. We can see this kind of RAG implemented everywhere nowadays. Okay, If you see Amazon, or let this is a private session, we can show it. Let me open Amazon directly. Okay, you will see my purchase products maybe, but no issues. Cool. Here you can see this Rofus. Rofus is an AI from which you can complete your entire journey, right? Entire purchasing journey. I can ask anything. Maybe let's ask something. I want to purchase what? What can I purchase? Maybe chair. Checking on that. Okay, do you have any budget? It is asking me more questions. Why it is asking me more questions? Because the more information basically I provide it, it will work better, right? Cheer is not a good prompt. This again comes under the prompt engineering part, but let's say I want a chair for office, and the budget is maybe 5K. Let's see. Okay, so here are some chairs basically, which is it is showing. Now there are two things to mention here. First thing is it is only showing me the chairs from Amazon, obviously. But this is done only because it is checking the chairs options only from Amazon DB, only from Amazon data center or anything, right? It is not checking entirely on our website. If I ask the same question to maybe here, show me chair option for office under 5K. Here, the chat is different. Here, it is not showing me these products from Amazon only. It is showing me from different sites, right? So, this is how the thing is. Because of the RAG model, which we used in Amazon, not we, because they used RAG, it is only going to limit or constrain the data to their particular site. And also, let's see if I can add it. Add first one. Let's see. I already have something in my cart. Let's see if I'm not able to add. Okay. Uh, Simply tap the link above. So it is not yet there. It is little behind. But if you see Zomato application, na, in that application, you can entirely complete your journey through chat only. You can like order anything through chat only. It only changes the page when you are going to pay. So that is really cool. So right now, this is also a complete example of chat application where it can show us anything, but it can't do any operation as such. Right. So this is what RAG is. RAG can show us the information based on the context, but it can't perform any task on that. Okay. Are you with me? Cool. So this is what RAG is. But RAG solves one issue, that is now we are able to basically limit our LLM to our database and can provide the LLM our information, can provide the LLM the organization information or any information which we want. So this is about RAG. Now we also have the second issue, which is knowledge cutoff date. Because of this, we are not able to get what are you saying? Yeah, specific to organization, company. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or also you can provide like if there is any financial application. I heard that someone is creating a financial application in which you can upload your bank statements or anything, and accordingly they can provide the what like which credit card you should use, which mutual funds you can use, or and also in Gurugram, maybe there is a startup which is creating a chat application to purchase the land, purchase the houses based on your income, based on your bank statements, based on how much loan you can afford. So those are the kind of applications which are building right now. So our conversation is kind of changing, right? So if earlier we used to go to a shop and talk to that shop owner or person, and then he is going to bring us the item for us. Now we are going back to that only. Now we have our like chat application in between, and we are going to chat to application, and it is going to give us the appropriate result. Yep. Now, if we are going to ask any questions which is not in reg, what our LLM is going to do? Okay, this is a good question actually. So what happens is our LLMs, every model I'm saying, okay, not even a single one is left out. Every model is trained in a such a manner that it is always trying to give us some or the other information. Okay, even if they don't have that information. If you remember in the starting of time of LLM, maybe 1.5 years back or 1 year back, there were many cases in which the LLM gives an entire like report on sheet without any data, and that was wrong. Okay, that was wrong. That also cost companies millions because there were cases filed against that. So let me write anything here. Let me write how many people are there in my house. Okay, I'm using this Gemini. Gemini, I have trained to not talk to me in a humanly manner. Let's see. I don't have access. Okay, this is the response you are getting from this Gemini, which is good. Also, let me use this. Hi, how are you? How many members are there in my house or in my home? Let's see. Okay, see, it is giving me an information, four members, your father, mother, and your sister. I don't have a sister, okay? Then also our LLM, this model is giving me a sister by from its own. This is what hallucination is. This is what our LLM is trying to do every time. So while giving the context, we need to set proper rules that don't give me foolish answers, don't give me wrong data basically. If you don't have the information, write anything like write, I don't know that information. So that covers in the prompt engineering part. You can write system prompt and in that you can specify that. Okay, otherwise you will keep getting wrong data and this is going to like become a problem. Okay, are you getting it? And why this is happening? Because LLM is not trained on this particular data. Okay, it don't have any context. But the core nature of LLM is it want to try like a lot. It want to please us. That is the core nature of any LLM. So we have to be very specific with the data which we are getting. Cool. Now, this being said, where were we? So we solved one issue, which is the context, but the knowledge cutoff date is still an issue. We can't, let's say I want to know the current weather. I can't like share all the information again and again, right? So for that, we have the second most important thing, that is tools. In order to understand tools, let me go to OpenAI again. Where is OpenAI? OpenAI. And in OpenAI, let me write tools. Okay, this is wrong. So see here, we have some tools which can be used to provide more information basically. So if we want it to use websites, if we want it to do web search, we can provide it tools like this. If we wanted to maybe search from a file, we can provide it tools like this, file search, and we can provide the vector store ID. This is again a little bit technical, don't worry about it. But the thing is, we can provide the file searches as well. We can provide the tool searches. This is a custom tool, basically. Custom tool is what? Maybe we are already creating some or the other application, right? So we want to integrate some part of it through it only. Maybe we are using some chat application from our admin, and our admin can write on the chat application that okay, give me the current enrollments of this particular webinar, and we are going to get the responses in the chat form. Now, in that, we can't like create a CSV file again and again. We have to either give the context, either give the like access to our database, which is okay in some cases, but it is risky, right? If we give the access to AI like directly to our database, it can do wrong things. Also, there was one news article published of 1 month back, basically, where it removed some of the items. So there was an issue in which what was happening? I think some field, someone is trying to add some field in the database, and if we are like changing the architecture, it is going to cost us money, and it is going to change the code also, no? So that's why what it did is it like dropped the entire table, user table, and it created a new table and created the code or changed the code accordingly. So that was the cost that that company has to bear for that particular change. So that's why giving total access to our database, to our company databases or thing, can be a little tricky, right? So for that, what we can do, we can create normal functions into our applications. Like this is the normal function. Is it created anywhere? It is not showing, but this is the normal function, get customer profile. Maybe you can write the logic of getting customer profile in that particular function. And that function can work as a tool for your LLM. Does this make sense? Okay, thank you. Okay, so with tools, what we are saying, first thing is web search, next is file search, then tool search, then function calling. Here, what we are doing, get weather example is here. We have to pass something in this tool, na? We required like location here. So accordingly, it will work. Remote MCP. Okay, MCP we will talk about in a bit. So this is the like little overview. So the second issue, which was our knowledge cutoff date, is solved by using tools. So with tools, we can do web searches. Okay. I actually got a new keyboard, so that's why. Okay, web searches, we can also do any kind of file handling. With tools, we can do multiple things. We can maybe use any APIs to work around. Okay, maybe with weather application and all the other sources. I'm covering all of these cases in API handling. With this, there were more things mentioned, I think. Just a second. Why I am showing you this documentation now? Because I want all of you to basically get used to this habit of going to documentation, because that is going to help you a lot. So here we have some tools. Yep. Computer use is also a tool. Maybe we use Claude a lot right now. Okay, so we have to give the permission of that particular folder to start the usage of Claude. Image generation, file search, tool search, everything it is like here. Okay, so these are the available tools which an LLM can't provide by its own. So this is like an additional thing to our LLM. Now what our LLM can do? Up to now, LLM can only talk, right? Now what we can do with our LLM? With the help of tools, what we can do? So let me write it again. Now it is like a changed game. Now the game is we have a model, we are providing a RAG also, and we are providing tools also. Now with all these three, we are going to change the game now. And now our model can do stuff, can do actual stuff. Let's assume one of our tool is going to maybe let's assume one of the tool is going to maybe enter a new enrollment to our user base, or user data, anything. Now we can create a Python function, simple Python, Java, any function which is connected to our database, and we can use them as tool, use that function as tool. in order to perform this operation. Okay. So this is one thing. The next thing can be we can use any other APIs of any other application. Maybe we want to book any flight. Uh, we want to book any flight. We can use that API into our application and create a function and can book a flight basically directly from our chatbot, from our chat application. Are you getting it? We can also maybe search for restaurants or cafes or places to eat, things to do if we are going on any vacation. We can basically create our entire itinerary from using a chat application. Now, are you getting the power of it? What at what scale we are thinking? Hello, are you there? I hate asking this question. Sorry. Makes sense. Okay. So this is what we are talking about, like right now. Cancel order. Yeah, we can easily cancel our orders through this. I was focused on screen. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So this is one part. Now the next thing is how can I say this? Like, let's say we are creating an application. Maybe we are creating any application like Ola, Uber. Okay, we are creating our own application. Maybe my application name is My Rides. Okay, in this, I'm going to use this application. I will not use Ola and Uber. So for this, what I have to do? A basic thing to do is I have to basically use some APIs from Google for map, right? Because I want to show the map again into my application also. And also, if we see in Ola, Uber, any application, also in food applications like Zomato, Swiggy, we use map. And all of these maps are basically created by using Google Map API. Okay, maybe they are creating their own map, but internally they are using Google Map APIs. Okay, this is one part. So, in order to make this happen, Google Map actually provided or exposed the APIs so that other applications can use it, right? Now, when we are saying that we want to search for cafes, we want to book our flights, we want to enroll, and also you are saying we want to cancel order. Let me also write that. So, for these all things, we don't only want like basic functionality of chat, we want it to do stuff on other applications. Now, how we were doing right now? What we were doing, we were creating a Python function. I'm using Python, okay? So we are creating a Python function. In this Python function, we were using some APIs of, if I take this particular example, I'm using API for Google Map. And with that API, I am performing my operation, performing the operation. So this is like a three-step process, and we can do this with the help of tools, but this is also like not the right way. Why I am saying this? Because right now, what our applications are doing, what all the applications like, so let me show you the issue again. So this is for Google app, right? Maybe my ride is also only catering the person from offices. So in offices, we either use that application Teams or we use what is the other application which we use in our office? Not WhatsApp. It start with S. Slack. Right? We use Slack for our daily conversation. Maybe I don't want to create a new application for my rides. Maybe I want to integrate Slack also through it so that any person can basically book any cab from Slack only. Okay, so I want to integrate this conversation also. So if I use this in this fashion, again, I have to basically create a Python function for my application in my backend. And this time we are going to use APIs from Slack, and then we are going to perform the operation. Right. Similarly, for every application, we are going to follow this particular steps. Now, is this fine? Like, do we have anything else? Can we use it in a slightly lesser manner? Okay. Now, the answer of this particular things which we are discussing about is MCP. Okay. Are you getting me? So earlier, like every application have to expose their APIs so that other applications can use them. Now, all the applications are creating their own MCP servers so we can use them in our application. Okay. Okay, it is already 9. We are not going to code anything today. I just want you all to understand this like by heart. I hope the flow is correct. You are getting it like one by one things. So are you getting this particular point that Slack, in order to give us information, in order to give us the functionality of doing anything under Slack, Slack is going to give us a MCP server, or not give us the MCP server. Basically, it will create a MCP server which we can use in order to perform any operation. Okay, our application will be MCP client. So instead of APIs, we are going to use MCP servers. Correct. Okay. So what we are going to do in our application again, what is our application? Application is going to talk to any model. With that model, we are providing what? We are providing maybe RAG and maybe tools. So implementing of RAG and tools are also like different for each LLM. We have different fields, different way of dealing with things. Now MCP, basically, let me write it again. MCP, the full form of MCP is Model Context Protocol. Why we are talking about MCP today is MCP is going to be the game changer into AI world. Why we are saying this? Because if we go to simple definition of MCP, it is Model Context Protocol. That means MCP is a protocol to provide context to our models. Are you getting me? So what is MCP? MCP is a protocol that will provide a context to our model. Now, context can be anything under the sun. Okay. Maybe we want some information. Maybe we want to perform any operation. The context for that can be anything. Okay. Yeah. What are you asking? Do we need to implement MCP by ourselves? Yeah, we do. Like in a way we do. So this is that part. Up to now, everything is clear. First, tell me this. I'll come back to that. Okay. API versus MCP server. What's the key difference? Seems like API for opens in some. Yes, 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 yes. This is like the latest changes. Also, the last change in MCP na is on this only 28th July only. It changed like entirely. Before this, it was using stateful operations, and now the the complete architecture is basically changed to stateless architecture for MCP. Also, let me go to MCP site. Yep. So MCP here is an open source standard for connecting AI application to entire external systems, basically. Okay, so this line is really important. Let me also change the color. I don't like dark theme in textual forms. So this is the game. What is the game? MCP is an open source standard. Standard, basically, it is like HTTP for our APIs. Okay, it is like what do we use in our networking? Something RTPC or something, right? I'm not a networking guy, so I don't know the terms there. But yeah, so it is kind of standardizing the process of using tools and using rags as well. Rags is nothing but a file search, okay? So are you getting it? Why MCP is important? Because MCP is going to be like HTTP for our APIs. Can you repeat the difference between MCP and API briefly? Okay, cool, 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 cool. It will be more clear when I will use code, okay? So don't worry about it. Uh, keep this issue with you for now. Now what this particular site is saying, let's see. Using MCP, AI applications like Claude or ChatGPT can connect to data sources, different data sources. It can connect to local files. It can connect to databases. It can connect to search engines, calculators, workflows, specialized prompt, enabling them to access key information and the prompt task. Okay. Think about MCP like a USB-C port. Okay, okay. I don't like this analogy basically. Basically, they are trying to say that MCP they have created once and anyone can basically access that particular thing. I think of MCP more like an application. So every company will create their application in a similar way. Every company will create their MCP servers, and then it's up to our application which is going to decide that whether we need that MCP or not. Similar to APIs, similar to maybe if we are using any phones, similar to our applications. So in our Play Store, or what is the other one, Apple Store, we are going to get the applications whichever we want. Similarly, we are going to get the tools, we are going to get the, maybe we are going to connect with Stripe, maybe we are going to connect with Slack, maybe we are going to connect with Amazon, maybe we are going to connect with any other application if they provide the MCP server basically, and we can do any operations into our application accordingly. Okay. Also, it is not exactly like calling APIs. Okay, it is different. We will see that when we do the coding. Okay. What cannot, what we can't do with APIs, you are saying? We can do everything with API, first of all. There is no issue there. Now, because we want to use RAG and tools for different LLMs, there was no particular protocol which we could follow. MCP is solving that issue. Now we have a standard protocol. Okay. Let's say maybe we are using different AIs. Different AIs. Let me write not Chat GPT, OpenAI. Okay. And in OpenAI only we can write, let's say I'm using GPT 4o mini, and I'm using some other application. Let me use GPT 5.6 Soul, which we just saw, right? And maybe we have these tools. Maybe we are again going to use file search, and we are going to use maybe web search. So these are two tools now, and these are our two applications. Now they both come under GPT family, so there is no issue here. Maybe we are using some other models also. Maybe we are using, let's say, Opus. What is the spelling of Opus? OPUS. And maybe we are using any other. Um, yeah, I'm coming to that just a second. Maybe we are using any other application, let's say, or let's leave it for this. I'm hoping you are getting the point. So we are using these three different models, and these two are our um, tool calls basically. So we have to configure each tool call for each part. Like for Gemini, we have to create it. Then for what is this 5.6 also we have to connect the tools again, right? And also for our Opus, we are going to connect again. So it is not about API versus MCP. It is about how we are going to connect context, or how we are going to give context to our models. And we need some basically standardization there, standardization. I hope I'm saying this correctly. So we are going to give a format basically. Okay, like we give in our APIs that post is this, put is this. In the similar fashion, we want to give some particular format for giving context. And this is the issue which MCP is solving. So in future, it doesn't matter if we are using GPT-4 Mini, Opus, or any other model, we are going to use our tools in a similar fashion. Okay, this is the issue. Are you getting it? Okay, cool. You are getting it. Nice, nice. Thank you. If you have any doubt now, please ask. Like it is going to be easy for the next session. Okay, I get one question. Asking about order. If it is not shipped, then cancel. So it searches from DB, then AI make decisions. Cancel item if not shipped. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All the logics which we were doing earlier, we can provide any logic. Maybe we can provide the logic also like that, key if it is already shipped, then also cancel it. Okay. We can provide any logic. Okay. Again, let me explain. No issues. No issues. No issues. So what is MCP? Again, MCP is like read it like backwards only. MCP is the protocol to provide context to our models. Okay, this is our protocol. Now, what protocol? I think protocol word is you are not getting. So protocol is nothing but a set of instructions basically. And also we can see if we are using, let's say, any APIs, you must be already using some APIs in your current projects, right? So in order to use API, we have some fixed rules set by HTTPS if we are using HTTP. If we are using, let's say, FTP, there are certain rules there. FTP is also nothing but a file transfer protocol, right? So it is setting some rules if you want to standardize the standardize the process basically. So earlier, if you were using these particular models, let's say Gemini 4 Mini 5, 6, Opus, there can be different ways of using these tools. Maybe I'll create one more model tomorrow and I'll say I'll not follow any structure. For me, the fields are different. For me, the structure is different. So that is not going to help us. So for that, now we have MCP in which every model in the universe is going to work in the same fashion. Okay. And why is this happening? Because most of the companies which are already big are like going with MCP. That's why MCP is becoming the norm for sharing tools. Are you getting it right now, first of all? Okay. Yep, Ravi, I'm coming to that. Thank you. So this is what MCP is. Okay, I can like wait here. You are saying got it. Please type got it or anything, yes or anything, so that I can like move further. We have taken enough time actually to come to this point. Okay, most of you are saying yes. Also, tell me if this is a new thing to you or like you already know about this, because that way I will also short my explanations. Had some idea already. Okay. MCP is new thing for me. Okay. New thing. Okay. Theoretically, no, not sure how to use it. Okay. Okay. Cool. It's a new thing for me. Cool. 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 Chalo, then to this session was good. I was okay actually. So see this image once. When you are saying now you don't know like execution or coding, you can go up to the documentation. And why like focusing on documentation this time more now. I never used to do this. I didn't like in my previous sessions. I didn't went to documentations and I started the coding like directly. But this time I'm bit like what the okay, I'm panicking. Just a second. Why I am feeling little shiverish now, let me tell you. So 2 months back, we had a clear session on MCP in which we have done our code and we have created everything. I can show that also. But the thing is, everything after that date changes. And on 28th July only, it changes like completely, the MCP. Okay. Let me show you one thing. What was changed in MCP? See, the first and the most important change it that happened is stateless core. Now, earlier we used to manage session IDs basically for the entire conversation. Now, MCP is not going to manage that. You can manage that in your applications if you want, but MCP have removed the this part, and it is coming up with stateless core basically. Okay, metadata routing it has added. It has added server discovery, multi-round trip request replaced old server initiated request with input required. Okay, now you can basically set the inputs of retries also. Earlier also you we used to do that with LLMs models, but this time the MCP is changed like quite a bit. Like the most crucial change is this only, the MCP session ID. Now every request is going to be a new request for our LLM, and we have to basically pass the context every time. This is a good thing also, this is a bad thing also. In the way MCPs are scaling, it is hard to maintain session ID basically. So that's why they have removed it. And now with each request or with each prompt, we can pass our own session ID, or we can not pass any ID and we can pass the entire context. So that is up to us now, the application developers. Then this is the big change. Then server discover. This is a good change. So now server must implement the RPC advice to support the protocol capability identity. This is a good thing. Also, Studio. So basically, MCP is trying to standardize the project, like the product of using tools. Okay. Now, so for that, there are a lot of changes this time. I can share this link also with you. You can see it yourself. Cool. So this is the change. Now let's come back. Now we all understand like why we are using MCP, right? We have no issues there. Yes. Are the tools and MCP performing the task? Yes. Until RAG, they were not able to perform any task. But after like MCP, we can do any task which we want. We can book a flight, build an entire itinerary, and do anything. Also, one interesting thing is if we are saying that every big company is going to present us like MCPs, like it is giving us APIs and sometimes SDK. So in future, our applications are going to build like this only. So in future or in near future, I can say the changes are pretty fast in AI field. So if I say like this, let me say I'm building any project, and in that project maybe I want something related to Slack. So currently I can download Slack SDK or I can use some APIs, right? In future, I can also use Slack MCP and will do the operations accordingly. So this is going to provide me Slack tools basically, and whichever tool I want to use from Slack, I can easily use that. So it is going to work like that, like the pip install which we do on our project. Okay, so this is where the things are going. So in a way, we can say that it is for good only because it is cutting off the complex code in between. We can directly use web search in our tools and we can enable the web search feature. So like that, it is going to happen. So it is making the things little easier for us. So that is a good news. Let me show you one more thing. Where is that? Yep. So MCP. Should I start with MCP or do you want a break? Break. Okay, okay. I don't have much to say. I'm not going to do the coding. Okay, don't worry about that. I know that this is late. We are going to connect again on Monday, okay? And at that time we will start with our code directly. I'll not explain each and everything again. Okay. Monday what time? Monday 8 p.m. IST. Same time. And probably we will solve our Zoom issue also. Where we can find the link. Yeah, I'll share it on LinkedIn. And you can also check it in here only. I'll send it in your emails also. Okay. If you are registered, you must be registered, right? For this particular course. I'll send the email. Cool. Okay, so let's take a 2 minute break, maybe. If you have any questions, you can continue. Okay, we'll start at in 2 minutes, basically. Do we need to register separately? Yes, yes, yes. So we are building on that feature where you don't have to basically register second time because we are continuing the topic. But right now you have to register for the next one as well. It is free only, so no issues. We are basically creating a lot of things nowadays into our application. Hmm, I want to learn from basic stretch. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. So let me show you one thing. So you can see some courses on our site. Okay, this is our learn.telesco.com. Okay, here you can see agentic AI with Python. So this is the course which is already started on 16th, I think. 16th, yeah, 16th was the first orientation class, nothing much. But then this class have many things to see. Okay. Also it is giving some discount. You can ask for more discount also if you want. Don't worry about that. Not to me. Call to this number and ask for discount. And in this now, we are like doing everything which I am discussing right now also will be discussed in more um, teachable fashion maybe and more detail into this particular course. So we are covering all the agentic AI, prompt engineering, NLP, LLM, like not the core part of it, whatever is necessary for our development journey, that only. We are also going to see how LLM works, how our OpenAI can respond, how we can use agent SDK, how we can do the evaluation, LangChain also. How many of you know about LangChain LangGraph? Like, have you used LangChain LangGraph? No, okay. Okay, no, you all are saying. No idea, no idea. Okay, okay. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So, how can I see? Let me see the webinars. Just a second. Let me see what all have we covered right now. Spec driven, view more, how LLM works. Go through this once, okay? Go through this once. Decode AI engineering. Yeah, go through this also. And this is also interesting. Spec driven, na? You will see the AI in action through this. So these two webinars were taken by Naman. Naman. He is also a trainer in Telescope. So see these ones if you are new to LangChain. I think in this not much code was like done. So it will be easy start for you all. But then also if you're going to see, if you are going to learn, if you want to learn everything, you can purchase this course. I have already talked about this. The next thing is maybe you also don't know Python. Do you know Python? Or you are new to Python also? You know Python, right? Cool. So even if you don't know Python, now we have created the entire course and this will be recorded sessions for free in this. So if you are new to Python, you can like go through them. And this is the weekend batch, so you have plenty of amount of time like which you can do in brushing up your fundamentals. So this is Python, this is Fast API, this is our consultation session, which was done on 8th. This was done on 16th. This is our AIML foundations, NLP essentials, whichever whatever we need in this particular session. How LLM actually works, prompt engineering, Python gaps. After learning Python, what all you have to learn. Git also you have here. And also one more thing is there, calling your first LLM is already there. So in this you will see in this you will see normal function like whatever written in documentation. And after this we have to move to LangChain. Okay. So you have used Fast API by any chance? Flask, any framework basically of Python? Which framework like did you use for Python? Or normal Python you are saying? Fast API you have used. Nice. Anyone else? I'm into DevOps, so using Python for automation. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if you are new to Python now, if you okay, you prefer Java, cool. So we have like AI for Java as well. Just a second. Although it is an ongoing course right now, yeah, this is the course Mastering Agentic AI with Java. In this also you will see all the fundamentals, Spring AI Foundation, Docker videos as this as recorded, and then there will be live sessions. So it is taken by Heather sir and Naveen sir. I hope you know Heather sir also, right? Have you seen me anywhere? Okay, you enrolled to this by Java. Okay. I'm I'm thinking most of you are seeing me also first time. Cool. So this is that thing. Okay. Let me come back to our topic. So basically, you can purchase anything. You can purchase the entire course. You may think this is little on the higher end, but it is not. If you see the other courses on the net, you can see it is of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, any random amount which can they can think of. They simply put it. I don't like it. We don't like it in Telesco, so we are giving a reasonable like price to it. It is going to be a 3 month session, but after 3 months, you will be able to create your own applications. So that is the promise we are giving. Cool. Used Python in data engineering. Oh, nice. Data engineering. What did you do in data engineering? Like, where did you use Python exactly? Cool. Oh, PySpark also you used. Nice, nice, nice. Cool, yeah. I wanted to learn data engineering, but it was too hard for me at that particular time. So I went with Java only. Cool, 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 cool. So coming back to our topic, now we have MCP. What is MCP? MCP is nothing but a standardized protocol which is going to connect our LLM or our model to different tools. We can use chat interfaces, we can use IDEs, we can use other applications, we can use databases, development tools also, productivity tools also. So that means when we are saying development tools, we will have a chatbot like into our VS Code or any editor only. From that, we will not push our code, but we will say push this code. We can also see like we are also using Cloud, right? In that we don't have to do anything basically. We can chat and things will be done. We can give them access to our Git, and the code will be deployed to our Git directly. It can be dangerous, it can be easier, but that is up to us. Okay. So, what can be enabled? Agents can access your Google Calendar and Notion, acting as a more personalized AI assistant. So now you can basically, like Siri, you can say that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to have a session. Please create an invite and invite that person. So this is that. Cloud Code can generate entire web app using Figma design. This is already happening. Enterprise chatbots can connect to multiple databases across organization, empowering user to analyze data using chat. This is already happening. AI models can create 3D designs on Blender and print them using 3D printers. Oh my God. Okay. This I'm sure must be happening. I've not seen it. And why does this matter? Depending on where you sit on the ecosystems, MCP can have a range of benefits, right? If you are a developer, MCP reduces the development time and complexity when building or integrating with an AI application or agent. So this is for developers, this is for agents, this is for our end users. This is a broad system, and we are going to build our server from the next class. So this we are going to cover in the next class. Okay, architecture, should we cover this? We'll cover this okay in the next class. So yeah, this is it for this particular class. I think 1.5 hours is done. Yeah. Thank you for giving like your time and patience basically. Okay, I can see the lights also popped out in here. I'll need to fix them. But yeah, thank you. If you have any questions, any doubts regarding the course, regarding this particular session, regarding MCP, RAG, anything you can ask. What all will be covered in the next class? We will understand the architecture first and we will start coding. Cool. Yeah, we can cover some real-time use case. You can like ping me on LinkedIn also if you want to see any particular use case. We will see if that is possible in that particular time. Please be a little like beginner friendly only. No, no issues, no issues. Cool. Any other doubts, anyone? Please share your LinkedIn. Okay, just a second. Okay, let me share. This is the course link which I was talking about. You can check out each and everything. And this is my LinkedIn. Cool. Cool. So up to now, everything is good. We'll see you in the next class, hopefully Monday, 8 p.m. IST. Okay. I'm already a part of this. Oh, nice, nice. Then you will see all these things in action and in detail. Okay, I'm here for 1 more minute and then I'll like leave this webinar. So, yep. Actually, the plan was to start code today only, but since you like mentioned that you need to know about the basics also, so we started with that flow. We will see if things are not covered in the next session, we will take one more session. No issues about that. So, let's see how it goes. Okay, cool then. I think everything is done. We can go back to our lives. Thank you. And go through this course once and go through all the previous webinars also. If you have no idea how AI works, what are the things which we need to know. We will update more webinars also. We will see about that. And let's see. How can I give you more context? Let's see. Cool then. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. And sorry for the trouble in the beginning. We'll see you in the next class on Monday, 8 p.m. IST. Good night, everyone.